Alright guys, welcome back to another G Auto repair YouTube video. And today we are working on this 2020 Ford Transit Connect. Now I'm gonna go ahead and be upfront and honest. This one whipped my rear end. This one put me through the ringer, because it was just crazy. I've never seen one like this before. Maybe you have. If that's the case, please write down in the comments and let me know so I don't feel like I'm the only one. But just to give you a rundown, this one came towed in. It would start, but then it would bog down and then it would come back up. It almost like a bad mass airflow sensor. It would just, and the temperature sensor gauge will go all the way to hot. It would be a message that says temp overheating, and it would just start acting all crazy, and sometimes it would even shut off on you. You couldn't engage it in drive, reverse, nothing. It was just dead. It would idle very poorly, and the temperature will go to hot, all type of warnings, and then it'll sometimes shut off on you. So as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put a clip of what it was doing. Go ahead and fire it up. It wants to bog down. The temperature gauge goes all the way to hot. It goes all the way to hot, and it does this number. And no matter what I do, it does the same thing. In the clip, you should have seen what it was doing. So what I did was I was getting a cylinder head temperature sensor code, a P1299 and a P0117D as in David, and the temperature sensor is right here on the head. Really straightforward to get to, nothing crazy. It's a quick replacement. So when I saw the code, I said, well, maybe this is caused by this overheating. It's probably protecting itself or something. That's what it looked like. It was going into some kind of limp mode or something. But it would glitch and then it'll come back. It'll glitch and then it'll come back. And it was just doing that back and forth. So I decided to just go ahead and put a sensor. It was really cheap from the Ford. Really cheap sensor. So I decided I'll just throw a sensor in it. And that didn't fix the problem, obviously. So at that point, I was just a quick parts changer. I just threw a quick... it was cheap. It was cheap, so it was like whatever. Not even $10, so whatever. I'll throw a $8-9 sensor or whatever it was added, and no big deal. Anybody can eat that. But once I saw it didn't fix it, then I started looking into the circuits, making sure they were complete. I did resistance check all the way to the PCM. Everything checked out. The green wire is a shared, which I believe is the negative or whatever. Is shared with the O2 sensor 2 and temperature sensor for the transmission, and also a pressure sensor, I believe, for the transmission. So that's it. That's all that was shared. So I disconnected what I could, because if I disconnect this big connector here at the transmission, the car doesn't even turn on. So I disconnected the O2 sensor. That didn't change anything. I verified the wiring. I verified everything that I could possibly do. I'm not just throwing parts at this, other than that one sensor. After I verified everything, and this thing is just glitching out and giving me that code, I said, well, it's got to be a PCM. It's got to be going crazy or something. I have seen weird things like that. So I called the PCM. Now, hindsight 2020, I did notice it wasn't charging, but I kind of didn't pay attention to that, and that would have been a very good clue. I thought that was a byproduct or a symptom of the problem, so I kind of really didn't pay attention to it. But either way, I called the PCM. It was a very costly mistake because it wasn't the PCM. I got one from Ford, had it programmed, everything, and it did the exact same thing. I was like, no, why? Bueno, that's when I got frustrated and I double triple checked. I load tested the wires just to make sure everything checked out, until I kind of said, you know, especially with some of the comments that I saw on the group, kind of reinforced it. I decided to just disconnect the positive wire, the cable that goes to the alternator. As soon as I did that, I fired up the car. Problem went away. It turned out the alternator was the root cause of this issue. So I went ahead and put a brand new Ford alternator on it, and it is purring. Let's go ahead and crank it up so we can see the after, the before and after. So I am missing the filter because this is how the car came in. It came towed in a trailer. All this, the owner, which is a friend of mine, was trying to kind of fix it himself at first, but he couldn't figure out, so he brought it here, and then I ran into all this mumbo jumbo. So as you can see, it is purring now. We are charging 13.6. It goes all the way to like 14.6, and other than low fuel, everything as it should be. See, this thing was going all the way in the hot, and immediately after turning it on.
I think when we took off that cable, we saw that the issue went away. That
one of the, I still don't know 100% what the excuse me, what the issue was, but one of the comments was that the LIN, which goes into the alternator, the one wire connector that should be the LIN, was shorting to be positive. So that actually makes sense. I think that's what's happened. I did not scope that because I would have never ever tied the two together. Never.
It was most definitely a We Discovered America moment.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. I would have never associated, because I was chasing a cylinder head temperature sensor problem that didn't exist. I was chasing a ghost this whole time. The issue was the alternator. So I just wanted to do this case study here, just in case anybody has run into this problem. They don't make the same costly mistake that I did. Now what I gotta do is get that PCM, put it between two pieces of bread, and have me a PCM sandwich, because somebody's fixing to eat that. And more than likely it's gonna be me. But that's part of learning. That's part of the journey. Everybody has made bad calls. It does happen. It's nothing that should happen very frequently, but it does happen, especially with really complicated, complex problems like this. So I'm gonna have me a nice PCM sandwich and see what the heck I get into. I still got to do a couple other things to this car, but it's unrelated. The main issue has been resolved. So we're gonna read codes. Okay, clean as a whistle. So now we're having everything like it should. So again, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if anybody here that was on that group is watching, I appreciate all your input and your help. I really do. Thank you all, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Ciao.